What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Nerdy Mark channel. I'm Sid the Nerdy Mark, and today I have your review of Raw and SmackDown for this week. Now, before we begin, a couple of quick announcements. First things first, the Nerdy Mark channel has over 50 plus subscribers now on this channel. Thank you all so much for subscribing. Thank you for the support, and I pray that you will continue to support me throughout this journey that is called YouTube and social media. I'm just a guy who just sits in his bedroom talking about some things that he's passionate about, and I'm glad at least there's 50 plus people that want to watch me talk in front of a camera. Right? Thank you to everybody. Love you guys. Second thing, I did watch All In this weekend, and first of all, my goodness, what a show. Cody and the Bucks, y'all pulled it off. Really looking forward to All In 2, should that happen, which I'm pretty sure it will happen. I will be reviewing that with, once again, my good buddies Tim Farley and John Kearns, part of Armbar Audio, so be on the lookout for that. It's coming out sometime this week. Can't wait. It's always a good time. It's going to be also kind of hard for me to review Raw and SmackDown this week, especially because All In was so great, and it's going to be a little hard for me to be kind of objective for both shows, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try. But with that being said, let's start our reviews of WWE television for this week, starting with Monday Night Raw. So Raw did begin this week with Braun Strowman and his new friends Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. So yes, he is full-fledged heel. Please forgive me for my theory last week because I thought he was just doing that just to get back at Roman, but it seems that no, they're going to turn him full-on heel because, well, they have to get Roman Reigns over, don't they? Braun Strowman basically cuts a heel promo and he goads the Shield to come out. They do come out through the audience. Baron Corbin empties out the entire Raw locker room, and we have a pull-apart brawl, which ends in the police coming out and arresting the Shield backstage. So more on this later on. Next up, we did get our first match of the night, and it is the Bellas versus the Riot Squad. Wow, yay. The Bellas win. Wow, wonderful. Who cares? The Bellas suck. I don't care about the Bellas. Why are we bringing them back? I don't understand. We don't need the Bellas on WWE television. We were doing fine without them. Why are they even back? Tell them to go away. Nikki Bella, go patch up things with John Cena. And Brie, go home and take care of your daughter. We don't need the Bellas right now. I'm not being sexist, okay? I'm not like, oh, women should stay home. No. I am perfectly happy with women's wrestling. I love it. Watch the Four Corners match at All In. You'll understand what I'm talking about. But this was absolutely ridiculous. The Riot Squad are white hot, and you just feed them to the Bellas, who pretty much are just eye candy. But they're the Bellas, right? So this is absolute ridiculous. Stuff like this is what pissed me off about this week's episode of Raw. But let's trek on. So Bobby Roode and Chad Gable have nothing to do, so they said, why don't we just become a tag team? Which is cool because Chad Gable does have experience with American Alpha, and Bobby Roode does have experience being in a tag team in an imaginary wrestling company. So they did take on the Ascension, and Bobby and Chad won. Didn't really care about this match because the Ascension got squashed once again. Why are they still employed with WWE? Just release them to take them to the Indies. Take them to Ring of Honor. Like, them and the Briscoes would be a good match. Elias made his way into the ring next, and he was shortly afterwards accompanied by Alexa Bliss, who then had a match with Natalya. We did have Ronda Rousey in Natalya's corner, and Mickie James and Alicia Fox in Alexa's corner. With the help of Mickie and Alicia, Alexa Bliss did put Natalya in an armbar to mock Ronda Rousey and win the match. So, yeah, that's pretty much all that happened. I don't really care about this match. Backstage, we did have Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre ask for a title shot for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Why? I don't know. Then Baron Corbin said that the Revival are already going to be facing the B Team. And then Dolph says, what if something were to happen to the Revival? And then Baron Corbin was like, well, in that case, I may have to make other plans. So Dolph and Drew leave, find the Revival, beat up on the Revival, get a match against the B Team, and win. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre are your new Raw Tag Team Champions. Why exactly? What is the purpose of this? This has made no sense to me whatsoever. I don't get why we need to do that. Dolph Ziggler already still has a rematch clause, which he is undeniably going to invoke at Hell in a Cell. So What is the point of all this? I don't get it. I just don't understand this episode of Raw. So Authors of Pain have a new manager in the form of Drake Maverick, who is the 205 Live GM, but he's also managing the Authors of Pain. Now I get it that these two are not really good on the mic, and Drake Maverick is, and I get it. However, I don't understand why we couldn't just have Paul Heyman come back and manage these two. They're basically like two Brock Lesnars. However, I do hope that I am willing to be cautiously optimistic about this, because Maverick is a good talker, and I'm sure that he can help the AOP go towards greener pastures. So let's see what happens. But they did have a squash match between a couple of local talents, and yeah, that was that. I wonder what's next for the AOP. Hopefully it's the Raw Tag Team titles. Hopefully they're in that picture very, very soon. Next up, we did have HBK, Shawn Michaels, coming out and giving his prediction on who's going to win between The Undertaker and his buddy Triple H at the Super Showdown in Australia. I think HBK's promo was very stilted and very obviously scripted, and didn't feel very natural, because he could not stop plugging the WWE Network and WWE Shop and that new t-shirt, which albeit looks really cool, but I mean, come on, like, what are you now? You're just a merch peddler? Come on, HBK. Is this what you've been reduced to? So he finally does go with his buddy Triple H, saying that he has a lot more than left in the tank than The Undertaker does. This brings out, then we of course hear, and Undertaker comes out, cuts a really eerie promo saying that he put down Triple H and Shawn Michaels and took a part of their soul with them, and they cannot accept it. We hear a one more match chant for HBK. Shawn Michaels said that these people, every time I hear one more match from these people, I really want to, but I had to shut down the doors of everybody and turn down dream matches, because out of respect for you. And The Undertaker says, if you, out of respect or out of fear, right? So that was a pretty cool promo. I did like it. I like The Undertaker's promo. Shawn Michaels, as far as I'm concerned, looks like he is going to be returning to the ring very, very soon. I'm excited for that. I think there are a lot of dream matches that he can have. I may do a list of Nerdy Mark for that, just because, I want to take some time in talking about why I would like to see those matches. But there are some matches I would like to see for Shawn Michaels, because the man is in amazing shape for his age, and I think he's got a lot left in the tank. So that would be pretty cool. I'd like to see that. But this was a good promo. I enjoyed it, even though I'm not going to watch the Super Showdown. Next up, Sasha Banks and Bayley take on Ember Moon and Dana Brooke of Titus Worldwide. And this was a pretty short match. Sasha and Bayley win, and Dana Brooke walks away from Titus Worldwide. It looks like she's going to do her own thing now. I think that's actually good for her, because Dana Brooke is a really good talent and they really need to use her. Maybe, I don't know, if there's a show happening sometime next year and by a certain group of people, maybe by a certain club, maybe she can go there. I think this was interesting. I think I like the fact that there is some tension brewing in Titus Worldwide. It looks like they are teasing a split. I'm kind of intrigued in this storyline. Let's see where this goes. Baron Corbin then gives Bobby Lashley an order to go and attend a mandatory meditation session hosted by Jinder Mahal. So he goes out to the ring. Jinder and Bobby are doing the meditation. Jinder Mahal is really bad at meditation, may I add. As someone who practices it every day, that is exactly not how you do meditation. Unless you want to blow your nose really well and just all the snot in your nose, you just want it to spill over everybody, then that's the perfect way. But that's not how you do meditation. This does end with Kevin Owens returning after he said that he quit last week, which doesn't make any sense. Like, this entire show does not make any sense. Fuck your fuckers, fuck! And he beats up on Bobby Lashley for what exactly? So why did you even make him quit in the first place? This made no sense. What are they doing, damn it? So earlier on, Finn Balor did go up to Baron Corbin saying that he wanted a rematch from last week. Why? I don't know. But of course, Baron Corbin said, I'm too busy. You can face Braun Strowman instead. So Braun versus Finn happens. It's your typical match. Braun kills Finn Balor. And then Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler, who were accompanying Braun to the ring, they come out and they start beating up on Finn Balor. Then we hear the ambulance or the police van that was in which the Shield were taken into custody and out come the Shield. They come out. It looks like they're about to beat up Braun, Dolph, and Drew, but the entire heel locker room comes out and they beat up on the Shield, including Kevin Owens and the Revival, who got beaten up by Braun Strowman and Dolph and Drew, respectively.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Why are we doing this? This makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, swear to God, this was ridiculous. I did not get this entire thing at all. I mean, it was cool to see all this chaos, but this made absolutely no sense. Why are you helping people who screwed you over? I don't get it, okay? I just don't get this episode of Raw. But it did end with the Shield being held down, and of course there was a huge tear on Seth Rollins' arm, and later on in his Instagram, Seth did post a picture of a nash on his arm. Hopefully it's just a flesh wound and he's back. That's kind of what it looks like, so it should be fine. But yeah, this was a very confusing episode of Raw. Let's move on to SmackDown, shall we? SmackDown Live does begin with Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. Yay, more Bellas! Isn't that exciting?
Open up my eyes! My eyes! Ah! Ah!
And they come out and they are showing a video clip of The Miz and the Maurice, who were in the arena much earlier on when all the seats were empty, and they cut a promo on Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella, calling them out to punch them in the face, knowing full well that they were not in the arena at that time. So he of course calls Daniel Bryan a coward, and they leave. Then Daniel Bryan has a rebuttal, says that he's going to punch Miz in the face at Hell in a Cell. They call out The Miz and Maurice, who appear on the Titantron, saying that they're spending some quality time together, and they're going out and eating at an Italian restaurant somewhere in Detroit. So that is going to play in later on. But for now, Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega interrupt once again, and they have a damn fine match, which was really, really good. I did enjoy this one. I think this is the feud that Daniel Bryan's going to go into after The Miz, which I don't understand. Why can't we just have Daniel Bryan focus on The Miz? Why do we need Andrade Cien Almas in the mix? I don't understand this. It doesn't make any sense to me. Nothing makes sense in WWE anymore after All In. This was a good match, though. Either way, I really enjoyed it. Andrade Cien Almas did lose this time because no interference from The Miz. So that was cool. Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella go off to the restaurant in which Maurice and The Miz are at. This will play into something later on. Naomi taking on Peyton Royce again, because this is exactly what we all love to see, don't we? Naomi does this time beat Peyton Royce, but Billie Kay comes in and starts beating up on Naomi. And who comes out to make the save but Asuka? The woman who had the undefeated streak in NXT is reduced to helping Naomi. How amazing. What an amazing push she's getting on the main roster. She comes out to help her best friend all of a sudden, Naomi. So yeah, whatever. Earlier on, we did have a side-by-side interview between Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. This was good stuff. I don't really want to get into like exactly what happened, but this was good. I did enjoy it. This storyline does have me intrigued, so I'm excited to see what they do at Hell in a Cell. At the same time, we did have dueling kind of promo packages for both Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. Both look really good, and of course their match is going to be inside a Hell in a Cell cage. So I'm excited for both of these matches at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view happening next week. Samoa Joe came out next, and he said that he did not really go to AJ Styles' house as he was promising Wendy, and he said that he just did that to psych out AJ, and that he has delivered on his promise to send AJ Styles home to his family. So he must be out there barricading the doors, waiting with a baseball bat to whack Samoa Joe. Probably not a baseball bat. He's probably waiting out there with a shotgun, okay? Because he probably wants to blow your head off. AJ Styles appears on the Titantron and says, threaten a man, that's fine, but threaten his family, then you've gone beyond your limits, or something along those lines. AJ is out there. He's not with his family. He comes out and he beats up on Samoa Joe, hits him with a chair, tries to hit him with a chair, but Samoa Joe does dodge it.
Paycheck.
And the officials have to send AJ Styles towards the back. So a lot of tension going on in this match. Please do. You have one more week, WWE. Can we please make this a Hell in a Cell match? Like, this deserves to be a Hell in a Cell match. I understand that Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns have had some brutal matches in the past, and I'd love to see that. That's going to be awesome. But this match deserves to be inside a steel cage, or at least a no-holds-barred match. That's what needs to happen, a no-holds-barred match. So I hope that happens, but then again, I highly doubt it because WWE does not like to listen to their fans. We then had our second triple threat match in the tag team picture of SmackDown Live. The Rusev Day taking on the Usos and Sanity. This was a really, really good match. I enjoyed all of it. The match did end with Rusev pinning Eric Young of Sanity. Another example of an NXT call-up getting such a big push. Well done, WWE. Either way, kind of a bittersweet moment. I'm glad that Rusev Day won, and they're going to face the Bar next week, which I know that Rusev Day is going to lose because nobody cares about Rusev Day. So earlier on, The Miz did arrive again and went over to Paige, and he asked where Daniel and Brie were, and they said that they left to go to the restaurant, and he says, oh, of course, I knew Daniel Bryan was a coward. We're leaving too.
Paige here.
Threatens to fire Miz and Maurice if he leaves, so they stay around. R-Truth still trying to find Carmella because apparently he thinks that pinning her is going to get him a title shot. Go home, R-Truth. You're drunk and high at the same time. He finds Maurice and thinks that she's Carmella. Miz says that he's not been relevant since 7 years ago, which is true. So he goes out to find the real Carmella. Maurice did call Carmella Staten Island trash. So he goes up to Carmella and says that Maurice called her Staten Island trash. So she agrees to accompany R-Truth for his match against The Miz in the main event, which was not too bad. I thought this was okay. It did end with Daniel Bryan's music hitting, The Miz getting distracted by that, and then R-Truth, of course, taking advantage and rolling up The Miz for the pin, and they go out in and start beating up on The Miz and Maurice. Almas and Zelina Vega come in, but they're quickly dispelled with double yes locks. That's how SmackDown Live ends. So overall, I would have to say SmackDown was a lot better this week than Raw, though it wasn't anything to write home about. However, I would say SmackDown was just better in the sense that it was a lot more streamlined and a lot more cohesive, as opposed to Raw, which was just a bunch of chaos this week. It was just so, like, I was just like WTF throughout the entire thing with Brie, with the Bellas coming back to action because everybody asked for that, didn't they? Kevin Owens returning to Raw after he quit last week, which could have been an amazing storyline, but no, they just decided not to do it. Braun Strowman definitively turning heel. Again, I know this is to get Roman Reigns over, but come on, this is ridiculous. I can't believe they're actually doing that. As far as highlights for Raw, I do like what's going on with The Shield and Braun and Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. It's cool. I just wish it made more sense. So can we do that, please? Thank you. Well, of course they can because it's Vince McMahon who's running the show, and he has to make sure that everything is skewed towards Roman Reigns. I thought that AOP teaming up with Drake Maverick was interesting. HBK and The Undertaker, that promo was really good, especially with The Undertaker. Dana Brooke, potentially teasing a split between Titus Worldwide and Dana Brooke. That was good stuff. As far as SmackDown is concerned, everything going on between Daniel Bryan, The Miz, Brie Bella, and Maurice, all those people, that was good stuff. The match between Almas and Bryan, fantastic stuff there. The promo between Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton, those were both good promos. Charlotte and Becky Lynch's interview was really good. So those are my thoughts on this week's episodes of Raw and SmackDown. Let me know what you guys thought about both shows in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on social media and tell your friends about the Nerdy Mark. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. This is Sid signing off. You guys take care. Bye-bye.